I have to every film prove that I'm worthy of leading a film. Every film we have to prove ourselves. It's not one of those games where one film has hit good jackpot, now sit and relax. For a female-led cinema, you have to make 100% good film, like a almost perfect film for it to work at the box office. Whereas a below average cinema led by a man can be a blockbuster.
I've been saying this for a long time. The director is losing his chair. Maybe a lot of us have. Every time I make a film, I think it's my last film.
Hi everyone. I would love to talk to all three of you about the industry in general. In the theatres, we've seen films that have been mounted as big male leads, and then you come out and make this brilliant film as Assi. Do you think is somewhere difficult to mount such an important film?
Yes. Very difficult. And it's becoming exceedingly difficult. Because films are now being signed off based on some data analysis. And data is also always about history. And the creative instinct is about the future. So data and the creative instinct don't get along. Money likes precedence. And art likes future. This has happened. Let's do this. The corporations are not filmmakers, and they are interested in the Excel sheet and the green and the red. This, unfortunately or fortunately, is a business of instinct.
Yeah.
It's not a business of material. And you have to trust the instinct.
Yeah.
But trust is not in vogue these days.
I think a lot of directors that ask this question to have the same thing to say, that the power now lies with the non-creatives.
I don't look down upon the execs.
Right.
They have a job to do, but they have to deliver the results, the numbers. It becomes difficult when they think they know what needs to be done, because this is not that business. Every time I meet a money man who tells me, Anubhav, I want to invest in movies, I always dissuade them. I never take money from people who don't make movies. I always tell them, no sir, this is not your business. You will not get it. It's a very, very different business. In this business, fortunately, unfortunately, you have to trust the maker.
Right.
There is no way you can control the whole film.
Yeah.
But today, they think they can. And I'm so happy you said directors are saying this. I've been saying this for a long time. The director is losing his chair. Maybe a lot of us have. Every time I make a film, I think it's my last film.
Please don't say that.
Yeah, every time, every single time I make a film, I think it's my last film.
I don't know about anyone else, but Taapsee will surely bring you back.
I'll bully him into coming back. No more, nobody can bully him. He's the bully. No, I think he's gonna get his way through. I'm not exactly privy to, but I know mota how he ended up making Mulk. I again mota know how he could pull this off. So I think if he really wants it, he can do it. He can do it again and again and again. It's just that why hustle every time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
How many times a director has to prove that he knows his job? Why?
How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man?
For the current climate, films are mostly bordering on hyper-masculinity, or when it's being led by men. But is it, as female actors, becoming difficult to then get films that also are mounted at that budget, marketed, or also have that kind of story more than anything else?
I have to every film prove that I'm worthy of leading a film. Trust me, I'm right now waiting for Assi to be successful. So I have a couple of other scripts that I want to happen. I'm not able to make them happen because after proving whatever I would have little bit, I'm not able to still convince people who are investing money in films or taking the call right now that it's worthy of making a film, even now.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, that's the reality. That's why I think all the actresses probably who have the similar urge are going through that. Every film we have to prove ourselves. It's not one of those games where one film has hit good jackpot, now sit and relax, which happens with men mostly.
Yes.
Now a couple of years are sorted. It doesn't happen like that with women, especially who choose this kind of path where they don't want to take the convenient and the easiest kind of films to do. So yeah, it is difficult, but then again, I chose this path, so I have to keep going through it. It's becoming difficult. Difference in OTT and here is, I believe, again, it's the patriarchal society. Man decides where the money should be spent. So it's an expensive proposition to go to theatres.
Yeah.
So he decides which film is worthy of the family's time to go. Woman is sitting at home, majority of the cases, and has the control of the television, can watch whatever she likes.
Yeah.
So hence the TV to OTT to the difference.
Yeah.
So when we start taking control of what we want to watch when we walk out, and the other gender starts understanding that, yeah, let's watch a good film.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter which gender is leading
Absolutely.
it. Then yeah, things will change. Again, I have no guarantee how soon or late it will that happen. I'm just me and my colleagues are striving towards it.
It's really sad. We've been having this conversation, I feel, for so many years,
Yeah.
and still it remains the same.
Yes.
I don't understand it, because every film that you're a part of, I'm so excited to watch it because I think my expectations are always going to be matched. So I don't know what these people can't say.
Yeah, I wish I can have you heading those organizations who greenlight
shall
films.
change.
No! Then I better stay far from it. I don't want to change.
You know, these two posters,
Yeah.
a tainted woman and a scarred woman, they are the face of this film. And according to me, this is the next mainstream cinema.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Let's just hope it will
Yeah,
happen,
it will.
things will get better. If it doesn't happen, then you'll have the same palette of films releasing every Friday.
Yeah.
How many weeks, months and years will you watch the same palette?
Yeah.
You will sooner or later get bored of it, right? So then you will crave for it, for something that you have killed.
There is, for sure.
In art and cinema, and I always think that do we have the luxury in art to begin with? Our country is a developing country. How much luxury we have to actually accommodate all kinds of expressions of freedom, and how much diverse we can have? Can we afford a failure? Like, it would be great to be able to afford a failure, because that's fundamentally there in art practices, I think.
Yeah.
And also, like when a female filmmaker comes in, I'm just saying in
Yeah,
quotes,
I know.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but or women led or any of this. I mean, it should be as normal, or any
Exactly.
gender inclusivity should be as
Yes.
normal, but that's not the case, so we are using that. In that, can female filmmakers make bad films? I mean, we should be able to, right? Why it has to be good?
Yeah.
Can't a female actor be badly acting in few films? It's okay. Like, we all actors in the world have acted sometimes badly. We should be able to afford mistakes and failures. That's when it's like in the right. Not all films has to be great. Not all everything has to be great. The failure is important as well, you know. But you can't afford, especially when your margin is so this thing. You have to always, like she's saying, like every time you have to prove. You can't afford a failure. I mean, that's the luxury one should have. That's when it's equal, actually.
Yeah.
You know.
Men
That's what I
allow
think.
that space is what you're saying.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, true. I was telling him the other day, actually, for a female-led cinema, you have to make 100% good film, like a almost perfect film, for it to work at the box office. Whereas a below average cinema led by a man can be a blockbuster.
Yeah.
So we have to always be 99.9% there. Only then we can call it a successful bet. Yeah, that's a little too harsh.
Once again, too much pressure on the women.
Like
again,
always,
we've
we
come
have to
back
be
to that.
always better than the best to be able to just
get anything.
Yeah. We have to always do a little extra than the best.
Walk a few more miles.
Yeah.
The film starts with a red screen that says every 20 minutes there's a reported case of sexual violence, and that keeps coming back to us as a reminder every 20 minutes in the film. While we sit here and talk about it, by the end of this conversation, there'll probably perhaps be another victim. And that thought makes me like so unsettled, right? The reason for you to do this, was it because you wanted us to somewhere confront how numb we've become as a society, that something so horrific now feels normal and routine?
Yeah, that's the core idea behind making this film. And this was the DOP's persuasion through the shooting. He said, how do we punctuate this every 20 minutes? So during the shoot, we couldn't find a method. We struggled. And after the edit, did this idea come about. Normally films fade in through black. And in the DI, he made it fade in through red. And then he sent me a message, I loved it. And then he sent me a message, what if we do this every 20 minutes? I said, yay, we finally have it.
I think it absolutely serves the purpose.
Thank you. I don't know if I should thank you for this, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah, at least the message is going through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is the point.
good to hear.
You know, as actors and as a director, when you step into a story like this, which probably I would like to believe people step into it in a very emotional kind of sense, that the story also needs to be told. But during the research and the two of you essaying the roles that you all have, was there ever a part while researching that you felt, okay, this is something about a survivor, whether it was dealing with the police station, the hospitals, or the courtroom for that matter? Was there something that struck you that you had no idea about, stayed with you and truly shocked you?
No. No, nothing shocked me. It's just the only part is that messaging part of the film, which is not a specific scene, which is an overall takeaway, that we have normalized it. That's the part of it that has shocked me. Other things, if I look at it, I was like, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I would have read this. Yeah, like it's somewhere subconsciously familiar in terms of having come across it or heard about it or read about it.
Two things, and they shocked me because I'm not a woman. One was an interview that we read of a survivor who said the first time I saw myself in the mirror, it felt like it was someone else that I was looking at.
That's what Kani says as well.
And the second is that Gaurav and I were struggling with post that incident when life is moving on. There'll be a first time that they will romantically touch each other. What will she feel? What will he feel before he touches her? And you have that moment in the film.
Yeah.
I'm sure most survivors go through that moment and they have different experiences. But what we did is what we imagined.
From my childhood, I've been kind of been part of, because my parents are feminists, both of them, and I've been part of a lot of processions to all kinds for a lot of violence against women. So that way I'm very familiar even with most procedure to many things. I have also had an assault once, and so I also personally kind of, all that is there, so it's not so that unfamiliar.
I'm so sorry.
But I have moved on in a different way. But I'm saying, like, there's, it was not that way unfamiliar or anything. It gave me more glimpses into nuanced emotional journey of everybody around a survivor, probably.
You know, when we talk about statistics, of course, the film is called Assi, you know, reiterating the fact that there are 80 reported cases a day, right? But when a child as young as 6 months or 6 years old becomes a part of the statistics, it somewhere also is a reminder to us that as a society we are failing. Do you think it's also now time to maybe speak more about how we can prevent it than only being reactive?
I feel for me this is what the film speaks about.
Yeah.
Because how long will you keep saying it was your job to do that? The police or the courts, the justice system, the government. I've said this a few times before that when 10, 11, 13-year-old boys are doing it, I think the problem lies somewhere at home. What did we teach them? What did they see? Why didn't we keep a check on who their friends were? Where are they going? Who they are talking to? Why did we just laugh off something or ignore something that they would have said and done, which was probably not that right, thinking it was just a kid saying it.
Yeah.
Just a young boy saying it. 10, 11, 13-year-old boys doing it is no more about the strata, area or nothing. It's upbringing now. So it's gone to an extent that 80 per day means that it's not about now police going everywhere to hold them. It's about we went wrong somewhere. Let's start correction from there, from home.
And these are also registered cases, FIRs. We don't know the unregistered ones.
My view is that there's some conversation that we were supposed to have with our boys. We did not have it. They were inconvenient, they were uncomfortable conversations. You treated them like kids, that no, you don't say these things to the kids. And the other thing that is happening past my generation is that for a child to eat his breakfast or lunch comfortably, quietly, we give them a phone. And then slowly we get used to them being on the phone. And slowly we lose control of what they are watching at what age. And now these two things coupled is something that we are losing touch with who they are becoming. I think we need to talk to our children more often.
I think the film also sort of touches on it, saying, during the bus scene, when the father says that, let her go first, and he says, Arey bachcha hai. Say, but someday he's going to grow up, right? I have a 10-year-old son, and since the time he was 3, I spoke to him about consent. So it's come to a point where I cannot even hug him or kiss him without his consent. I really do believe that it's time that we raise our boys differently so we can see the change later, because now I don't know if it's too late to change the men that are already out there in the world.
No, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Their instincts are constructed.
Yeah.
They cannot be remodeled anymore.
That's why I think it's time that, we stop telling the girls to cover up or don't wear this and be careful, and have the conversation about how we should raise our boys differently.
Yeah.
I think that's more imperative today. I remember very recently at a music concert, I was wearing shorts and there was a person making me very uncomfortable. And I just said that to a friend who was with me, and he turned around and said, who asked you to wear shorts? And I'm like, how is that my fault? And it's something that you say in the film, right? That yes, it's my fault, just meko faasi pe chada do. How do you think we can really dismantle this kind of conditioning?
The responsibility of the righteousness or to be the Devi is always on the woman.
Yeah.
I remember you saying the same things when we were promoting Thappad. The whole responsibility is only on the female's shoulder, because boys will be boys. That line, I think, has just gone down like way too in some dark ditch now.
Yeah.
And it's just refusing to die.
Yeah.
They feel that, oh, you are a responsible person, and they just sugarcoat it so nicely that we feel like, oh, we've been given a task. It's just a scam that, and we've been getting scammed, and we are passing on and scamming our next generation very nicely without thinking about it. That they'll first make us feel like, you are the Devi, you're the treasure of the house. You have this, and suddenly you start feeling like, oh yeah. I am the responsible one. So now you will take care of this, that this does not happen. So in the garb of feeling the privileged one, we've been actually the underprivileged one.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful scam that has happened with us for years, and we've been passing it on to generations, and we've been accepting it because it's just such a beautiful cover up, na?
Yeah.
So we also feel nice. Ab hum to Devi hain ghar ka, we like the treasure of the family, izzat of the house. So we've forgotten to be normal, because we're supposed to be so careful about being the izzat of the house.
Men want a justifiable excuse. And then it could be blamed on how you were behaving or what you were wearing. So, had you not done that, I wouldn't have done this. You started it. And we have built a lot of tools around it. And then we have trained our women to subscribe to those justifiable excuses.
Yeah.
And they are supposed to be careful of those. The whole system of excesses on women, which ends up at rape, but it starts much slower, is built on very callously designed instincts of men. It should have been very carefully done by parents. And then this goes down to places where the parents are not educated, let's say. So then it is a responsibility of the entire infrastructure of this society to make sure even there it reaches. Right now we are talking about you who's taught your son that I will kiss you or I'll hug you after asking you. But in a village where the education system hasn't arrived, how does this arrive?
Yeah.
But that needs to be designed by the entire infrastructure.
Right.
Us and the governments and, I don't know, the social organizations and whosoever, I don't know.
Taapsee, your monologue in the film, like, it broke me, right? The scene, the courtroom scene. Did you really do that in one take? It looked like you did it in one take.
You know, this is the second person mentioning it, and the first person was not even associated with the films or media in any way, and it's coming across as I don't understand how.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was under extreme pressure. Let me tell you that. We were running overtime that day, last day of court. Already had exceeded a time, so sir came to me and saying, "Listen, we are running overtime. I have very limited hours." And then he takes the control of the whole thing and runs the show by himself. Then he said, "Okay, I know you'll do it in one take only, right?" And there's no scope of no. Okay, so I'll do it in the end. Just one take. Let me just cover up everything else because light is going. How can I say no? There's a third collaboration. Every film of his, he's given me a monologue, be it in Mulk, be it in Thappad, and this. And I'm super excited to do it, okay? I'm not going to say, oh, I'm so, I was just like, no, how can I do it? And no, I knew how I could do it. And I was looking forward to it because by now I know what he's capable of writing and what impact it can create.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to doing it. And I've prepared it to the T. And the sad part is he knows that I would have prepared it to the T. But that pressure of light is gone. It's only one take. Time is running. Time is money. We have to save it and make sure you do. Even though he would have given me a second take, I know. But now he has told me this in my face that it is, you'll do it in one take, I know.
He knows who he's asking, no?
Yeah, so I was like, now to besti nahi kara sakte. Ab to I have to live up to it. And and I said, it's just written so well. All I had to do is just feel it and say it.
How did you get through it without bawling?
I was crying, and that's see, the thing is, I had to keep in mind I'm not going to bawl.
Yeah, I could see the tears, of course.
Yeah, it had to be, you are a lawyer first. You need to make it believable in the scheme of things, in the constraints. I can't just be over dramatic now and take that easy way out. Because it's probably more impactful then. So I'm glad that the focus was right. I'm glad the battery didn't run out. I'm glad there was no one who messed up the take in the background, and I could complete it successfully in that single take because there was no way I was going to do it as well probably if it was cut anywhere in between. I'm proud of it. I was very, very stressed, but I'm proud of it now.
Very easily one can make out it was a single take, really.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, how did she do this?
Yeah, I just, read it too much, felt it too much, lived in Delhi for way too long. All of this had to just put in together. You
know, the other aspect of the film that really stood out to me was the child. Every time the child came on the screen, I felt like a million things inside, maybe also because I'm a mother and it just stirs up a lot more.
That's my favorite character actually. I've been saying that when I've read the script.
It's mine too. I think most of the time I was watching the film through his eyes. And I want to ask you if there was really a conscious decision that you want us to also watch it through the child's gaze so as to tell us that, you know, look at what the child is really absorbing. Because when the child is present in the hospital and in the courtroom and I'm like, yaar, isko kyun leke gaya? That's my first instinct. And then he says the line, but this will come home.
We wanted you to be the child for some time. We wanted you to be the woman for some time. And to me, I was actually, in my heart, I was making this film for children. But unfortunately, the subject matter is so brutal that maybe it's not for children. But in my mind, I was making it for children.
Yeah.
The most crucial dialogue in the film for me is when the judge says, do better than us.
I was just thinking about that.
That's the most crucial line. And then immediately the next sequence is, where have we left our kids in the middle of that chaos? It's very difficult for them, but it's up to them now.
Yeah.
We have failed. We are not failing. We have failed.
In the film, of course, like in every case, we get to know that the burden of proof lies so heavily with the victim that sometimes a scene like a courtroom also feels like a site of trauma, right? Is that one of the other reasons why you possibly chose the film largely, taking place in the courtroom? Because we don't even see the investigations as much. We're learning about everything that the lawyer, that Taapsee learns or the police learns only when the court is in session, right?
As a society, we hear what we read in the newspapers. And based on that, we are supposed to have a perception of it. So I wanted the audience to feel like the judge and judge the judge. Hear both sides of the story and know that there are no hard evidences. See, when there are hard evidences, it's probably easier. It's black and white then.
Yeah.
But there's no hard evidence for whatever reason, for tampering or for whatever.
Right.
Then what do we do? What will you do as a judge? Because when an audience, I believe that when an audience watches courtroom drama, they become the judge.
Yeah.
And they judge the judge.
Yeah.
And that's why there's one dialogue when
Yeah.
Ravi says, it's your trial.
I don't know if
Oh,
many
yes.
people will get it.
No.
It's a little.
It comes through.
Yeah.
It's your trial.
It's also the way, I think, the way you say it, it's your trial,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that
yeah.
impact in a second after that is like a pause and it's silence. I think it really hits home.
It was that, but I was like, if people don't understand, I'll feel very bad. So
I understood. I think your restraint really works in that. I
Yeah.
think that pause and that calmness really works in that, in fact.
yeah. So
Anything dramatic would have been like, what's happening?
Yeah, I know. So yeah, so I'm hoping we have succeeded in that. Yeah.
The other thing that the film, of course, talks about is vigilantism and how I love the fact that you all don't glorify it. In fact, you leave it so hollow. And that is something that I absolutely love, because nowadays we live in not just the country, the world, where people demand instant justice, especially when things like that happen, or there's outcry about every small to the biggest thing. How did you as a director and the two of you as actors really resist the impulse to kind of play more into the vigilantism?
No, that was the idea that character exists.
Right.
You know, why do you hero worship? You hero worship when you feel incapacitated, incapable yourself.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Someone else will do it for me. So you go live that moment through him, live the moment of victory through him, and celebrate it.
Yeah.
Feel like a hero momentarily, and then go back home feeling good about it. Because you can't be that hero. That hero makes tough choices, goes through dangers, and does it for your catharsis. This to me was not a hero. And I wanted you to not enjoy it, enjoy that character. That was the idea. We built that character, and we took it where we took it.
And my last question is, when every audience member walks out of the theatre, watches Assi, what's the one conversation you hope changes in their homes?
They talk to their boys. That's
Any
it.
age.
Any age group.
Yeah, your language will change, your syntax will change. But if you think you need to talk to your boys, I'm happy.
The importance of conversation, as always, like
Yeah.
this one sparks one. Thank you for talking to me, and thank you for
coming to
making
us.
this urgent watch for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.